I recently read this book, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. And the idea in this book is that in life, we are always going to have obstacles and challenges we have to come through. It's when we embrace these challenges and try to learn from them, even when they seem to be like really bad, like some of the worst things that could happen to us. It's when we embrace these challenges that we're able to learn from them and become better because of them. And in this way, the obstacle that's in the way actually becomes the way. We don't have control over what happens to us. Bad things are going to happen to us in our lifetime. It's guaranteed. There are going to be people that die. There are going to be probably financial crises. All of these obstacles that we can't control by ourselves. But the only thing we can control is the way we respond to these obstacles and tests. Example that Holiday used in the book that I really like of this is Thomas Edison. Edison was a famous inventor. You probably heard the name. And one day, his factory burnt down. All of his life's work gone in an instant. Most people would react to this as you would expect. They'd break down and they'd lose their shit. And they'd probably give up. But Edison's response was rather peculiar. He said, quote, in response to the green and yellow flames of the fire, he said to his son, "Go get your mother and her friends. They're never going to see a fire like this again." And then he reassured his son, saying, "We've just got rid of a lot of trash." He was 67 at the time of this fire. 67 years of work gone in an instant. And he's just there marveling at the fire. We can have this perspective too. We can choose to see the good in things. Because of Edison's mindset, within the next year, he had gotten back the $1 million worth of stuff he'd lost from the fire, which was around $23 million in today's money. And he'd gained more than that. He earned $10 million in that year after the fire, which is now around 200 million. All of this was down to his mindset. He would not have achieved this, he wouldn't have achieved the wealth back if he had given up and just complained about the fire. Edison knew complaining would not bring his factory back. But Edison, even at the age of 67, knew this was an opportunity for him to start over again. And this is the mindset we must have. We are only ever going to have control of our perspective. That's the only thing we will ever have complete control over. In order to be masculine, we must remain unchanged by external events. Even in the worst of events, we must remain unchanged. Sure, it doesn't have to be as bad as Edison's factory burning down and losing his entire life's work. It could be something as simple as a change in the weather. The change in the weather is a test for the masculine to see if he will remain unchanged by it. The drop in temperature Will he complain? Or will he simply just accept it for what it is and move on? You'd be an idiot to complain about something that is out of your control and expecting it to change. If you complain about the weather, you're letting the femininity inside you win over your masculinity, because you're changing how you feel because of the weather. The masculine man does not get the seasonal depression that some people do get, because he just accepts that that's how it is. Sometimes there's good weather, sometimes there's bad weather. It's as simple as that. He just moves on with his life. You can guarantee these tests to be everywhere in your daily life. These small little tests to see if you will change how you're feeling because of them, or if you will remain strong and unchanged. Bad things are always going to happen in your life. There's no point complaining about them. There's no point being always negative about them. Shouldn't we try and just see the positive side in things? Because there's nothing to gain from being negative and always complaining about things that you don't have control over. We only have control of our perspective on things. If we make that negative, we're literally just shooting ourselves in the foot. It's the only thing we can control forever. No one can take our perspective away from us. Sure, they can put us in places we don't want to be. We can be put in prison. We can be put at sea. But they can't take away our mindset. People can't take away your mindset. The only person who can take your mindset away is yourself. If we choose to be negative about things that we can't control, there's no benefit. If we instead decide to be positive, we might actually see some positive impacts that come from it. It is possible to gain from almost every situation that happens to your life. Every single little thing. Can be little, big, it doesn't matter. Every challenge in your life, there is an opportunity for you to learn something from it. But you can't do it with this negative mindset. You have to have the positive mindset and accept that everything is a test of your masculinity to see if you will remain unchanged. Don't let your perspective work against you. Accept that bad things are going to happen now, because if you do, you won't be shocked when they happen. And that'll make it easier to embrace the challenge and learn from them, because you're already expecting them to come. Wouldn't you rather be delusional and happy than realistic and depressed? I hope you found value in this video. I love all of you. Now stop consuming and go create.